Hello and welcome to this brief presentation about the book that I have just completed. My name is Lorraine Crowe. I'm a sister of St Joseph of the Sacred Heart, and the book that I'm referring to is called Go Where the Work is Waiting, the story of the Sisters of St Joseph of Goulburn and the places they have lived and worked, 1882 to 2012. The book tells the story of the Sisters of St Joseph of the former Goulburn congregation, from the founding of the congregation in Goulburn in August 1882 to its merger or fusion with the Sisters of St Joseph of the Sacred Heart in October 2012. Rather than just talk about the dates and places that are significant in the story, I have tried to place the events in the story into their contexts of what was happening around the sisters, emanating from events within the church, the state, and world affairs of the time. It became for me a fascinating glimpse into the lives of the sisters as they carried out their daily tasks in the mostly small and isolated rural settlements in the Catholic Diocese of Goulburn and later the Diocese of Wagga Wagga. The sisters, who are the subject of the book, are among the religious congregations that trace their origins to the Congregation of Sisters of St Joseph, founded in 1866 by Father Julian Tennyson Woods and St Mary of the Cross MacKillop. They were introduced into the Goulburn Diocese in 1882. Their work was largely that of education and support of the faith of people in often small settlements and in isolated parts of the diocese. The decision of the colonial government to withdraw funding from the denominational schools at the end of 1882, and the aim of the bishops of the time to provide a Catholic education for every Catholic child, goes a long way in explaining the early spread of the congregation. I found researching the early years of the congregation, and indeed the latter years as well, a fascinating task. Looking closely at the records that survive, I was able to see what led to significant decisions the sisters had to make over the years of their story. I could see the impact on their lives of events like the early changes and reorganisation of education within the colony of New South Wales, the Closer Settlement Acts, which turned land which had been the realm of squatters into smaller blocks for farming and closer settlement, and thus the spread of population. The impact of the World Wars, the Great Depression, and of course the Second Vatican Council. At every step along the way, there were difficulties to be met. There were never enough sisters or enough money to do all the things they wanted to do. The title of the book, Go Where the Work is Waiting, comes from the homily given by Father Patrick Hartigan, better known by his pen name, John O'Brien, during the first Mass in 1941 in the newly opened chapel at the St Joseph's Convent, North Goulburn. After describing how he believed these sisters faithfully carried out the vision of their founders, he goes on to say that the sisters were selfless in opening schools wherever they were needed. To quote him, from drafty weatherboard schoolhouses on the snow line to the little pillbox convents on the scorching plains. Never seeking any recognition or reward, they were prepared to go where the work is waiting. The eloquence of John O'Brien seems to aptly sum up the resolve of these sisters. There are a number of people I need to thank as this project reaches its conclusion. Thanks are due, of course, to ATF Publishing, and particularly to Hilary for guiding me, a new author, through the process of publication. I also want to acknowledge and thank my congregation, the Sisters of St Joseph of the Sacred Heart, for giving me the time and space to concentrate on the work. I thank sisters and others who have shared resource material, checked my work for style and accuracy, and provided feedback on the finished manuscript. Your help has been invaluable, and I am deeply grateful to you all. Thank you for listening to this introduction, and happy reading. I hope you enjoy the book.